What would you do if your girlfriend looked you in the eyes and said, "My ex needs a place to stay. He's moving in with us"? Most people would walk out. Most would argue, shout, even in the relationship. But I didn't do any of that. I just nodded and said, okay, but deep inside, I wasn't okay, and what I did next changed everything. Stay with me till the end. This isn't just about betrayal, it's about knowing your worth, reading the truth behind smiles, and choosing peace over pride. We had just finished dinner. She was acting strange, playing with her food, checking her phone, barely looking at me. I asked, "Everything all right?" That's when she took a deep breath and said, "Listen, my ex lost his job. He's been struggling. No family, no money." I told him he could stay with us. I froze. Did I hear her right? Her ex-boyfriend moving in with us? I tried to smile. "All right," I said quietly. "If you feel that's right," she looked surprised. "You're not mad?" I just shook my head, but inside, I was breaking. Wasn't afraid of him. I was afraid of losing her. Asterisk, he showed up 2 days later. Worn out jeans, a smug smile, and the same old cologne she once liked. She hugged him at the door. I stood back and watched. He didn't even try to look uncomfortable. He walked in like he belonged. The nights got quiet. She spent more time with him, catching up, laughing like they used to. I'd go to bed alone, pretending I was okay. Pretending was becoming a full-time job. Asterisk at first. I tried to stay out of their way. But slowly I noticed things, little things. She'd cook his favorite meals, things she never made for me. She laughed harder at his jokes. She started dressing up more around the house. She even wore the perfume he once bought her. I felt invisible. In my own home, the worst part, she didn't even notice. Or maybe she didn't care to. Asterisk one night, I heard them talking behind the closed kitchen door. Whispers, then silence, then soft laughter. Something about that laughter stung more than shouting ever could. It felt familiar. It felt like history was repeating itself, and I was just a background character in their story. That night, I sat alone in the balcony. I lit a cigarette I didn't even want. And I realized something. This wasn't a home anymore. It was a house with 3 people and 0 trust. Asterisk, I stopped trying. No more making dinner. No more checking in on her. I went to work, came home, ate in silence. She noticed. Eventually, one day she asked, "Are you okay?" I nodded, just tired. But the truth was, I was planning something. I was watching, listening, waiting. Not for revenge. Not for drama. But for clarity. I needed to know who she really was when she thought I wasn't paying attention. Asterisk, days passed like slow-moving clouds. I started sleeping on the couch, told her I had back pain, but really, I just couldn't stand sharing the bed while her ex slept just across the hall. She didn't question it. That told me everything. One evening, I came home early. Their laughter echoed from the living room. She was showing him old pictures, some from when they were together. They didn't even notice I walked in. She touched his shoulder. He didn't flinch. That moment hit me harder than a slap. She hadn't said goodbye to him when they broke up. Not really. And now she was doing it right in front of me without a word, like I didn't exist. I walked out, sat in the car, and stared at my reflection in the rearview mirror. Who was I in this story? A placeholder? A fool? No. I was a man who finally knew his answer. Asterisk, that night, I backed up all the home camera footage just in case. I wasn't looking to expose her. I just wanted to be sure of what I already felt. I watched how she looked at him when I wasn't in the room. I noticed the small things, the way she leaned in, the way her face lit up. It wasn't guilt I saw. It was comfort. Like she had come home again. The next morning, I cooked breakfast like nothing happened. She smiled, called me sweet. I looked at her and wondered how many lies hide behind a smile. Her ex nodded at me across the table. That smug little grin never left his face, and I nodded back. Calm, quiet, and sure. Asterisk, I didn't yell. I didn't fight. I didn't accuse. I made copies of everything, texts, photos, even bank transfers showing she gave him money from our joint account. I packed my things slowly, in secret. I rented a small apartment not far from work. I moved my important stuff out bit by bit. Like a ghost, she didn't notice. Too busy playing house with a man she once cried over. Then, one morning, I left her a note, not a long letter. Just 4 lines. You chose him without asking me. I said, okay, but I wasn't. This was never my home. Now it's all yours, good luck. I dropped the key on the table and walked out. Asterisk. 2 weeks passed before she tried calling. I didn't answer. She left messages confused, angry, even sad. Said it wasn't what I thought, that I knew better. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Her ex. He didn't stay long after I left. I heard through a mutual friend that he found a better offer. Someone else's couch to sleep on. She was left alone. In the same place we once called home. And me, I found peace. Real peace. Not the kind you fake in front of people. I wasn't heartbroken. I was free. Asterisk. A lot of people ask me, why didn't you stop her? Why didn't you fight? Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is watch. Let people show you where their loyalty lies. Let them reveal their heart. I said, okay, not because I was weak, but because I was done begging to be chosen. In the end, I didn't lose anything. She did. I walked away with my self-respect. She's left holding memories of 2 men and the silence that followed both goodbyes. And now, whenever someone asks me about love, I tell them, watch what they do when they think. You're not looking, because that's when the truth finally speaks. Asterisk. If you felt this story deep in your heart, don't forget to share it with someone who needs to hear it.